What we don't want to do is we don't want to mistake movement for achievement. Just because you're running around with your head cut off all day doesn't mean you're actually achieving anything, or activity for productivity, or rushing around for results. We've all had the experience where you go home and your spouse says, well, how was your day? And you're like, oh my God, I'm so busy. Well, what did you do? Well, you said that you wanted to get all these goals done. What did you do today? Yeah. But you're stressed, you're overwhelmed, and you were crazy busy all day. And that's the mistake is we think that activity, that rushing around, that movement is actually productive, and it's not. You want to measure results by scale, not volume. I have a friend of mine who's a billionaire. And all he does is he gets up and he does only one thing all day. One thing. Every day it's different. One thing. He will not allow himself to do anything more than one thing. Now, his one thing is a really friggin' big thing. And if it's done by 8 or 10 o'clock in the morning, he's done for the day. If it takes until 9 at night, but it's only one thing. He won't allow anything else on his calendar but one thing. And because he's had that practice for 30 years now, he made himself a billionaire by doing one thing a day. Amazing. So, scale, not volume. Give you some strategies, how to apply what we've just talked about. Strategy of high performance. Here's something that will triple your productivity immediately. Triple the productivity of the average Fortune 500 CEO. So the average CEO logs about how much of genuine productivity each day. We're talking about the highest achievers in our society at the corporate level, right? Who have all the staff and ways to delegate. How much time do you think the average CEO spends on focused productivity? Any guesses? 1 hour, 3 hours? Fortune came back and said 90 minutes. And then Jack Welch saw that report and said, absolute BS, I don't buy it. And called them out in the Wall Street Journal. And said, I do not believe that the average Fortune 500 CEO spends 90 minutes on anything productive. And so after calling them out in the Wall Street Journal, they redid the study 2 years later, and it came back as 28 minutes. This is the Fortune 500 CEO running our major corporations, do less than a half hour of anything that actually matters throughout a 10, 12, 14, 16-hour day that they're at the office. See, focus is a skill, every bit of foundation to success as reading or writing. When you control your attention, you finally control your life. And to build the muscle of concentration and creative focus, it develops like a muscle. What goes unused, you lose. And if you want to build it, it's a matter of putting incredible stress and strain on a muscle. Over and over. Incredible stress and strain in short bursts period of time. And then in rest and recovery, it grows back bigger than it was before, and it could do more than it could before. So I want to show you the productivity intervals of elite achievers. Those people that go on to become Olympic athletes, that go end up doing extraordinary things in the marketplace. These are what are called the productivity intervals of elite athletes. It's what's called sprint and recover. Intensity, and then recover. So let me show it to you. Let's first talk about sprint. What I do is called 90-minute jam sessions. For 90 minutes, you know you can't actually be productive in a concentrated state more than 90 minutes. I don't care if you're a violin virtuoso, piano virtuoso, you practice in tennis, baseball, football. After 90 minutes, your productive rate starts to diminish. But for 90 minutes, you can stay in a deep state of concentrated creative focus. So I do what are called 90-minute jam sessions. To set up a 90-minute jam session, you've got to create a bubble of silence around you. Because if anything breaks you out of that creative REM, it'll take 11 minutes to get back into it, and you probably won't. So you have to create a bubble of silence. Turn off your phone, put a sign on the door to not be disturbed until I'll reemerge at this period of time, whatever. Bubble of silence. The second thing is a countdown clock, so you actually see where it is that you're at. I get this on Amazon, like $14. I have it on my desk. I have it on my desk in both places that I live, wherever I go. And I start a 90-minute jam session, and that's all I'm going to do is work on this one thing for 90 minutes. You do this, I'm telling you, the first time you do it, you'll be working on this one thing. I've been wanting to get to this marketing campaign for the longest time. You'll be working on it, you hit a mental wall, and you're like, God, I must be almost done. You'll look up at the clock, and you're like, oh my God, 78 minutes left. And you'll go and you work on it again, you go like, I got to be almost done by now. And you look up, you're like, 61 minutes. You'll realize how difficult it is for you to only work on one thing. You'll see how atrophied your concentration muscle really is. Now, you do it 2, 3, 4 times. The other thing you realize is how much incredible outcome you can create in a 90-minute period of time. I mean, incredible productivity in a concentrated, focused effort period of 90 minutes. You'll become addicted to your jam sessions because, look, you're flying through 90 minutes all the time and getting nothing done, nothing to show for it. You do these focused 90 minutes, and you'll have these big consequential outcomes to produce. And then next is recover. You got to recover. This is, look, getting you to do the 90-minute jam session is going to be easier than me getting you to actually take the time to recover properly. Because you're an addicted achiever. That's the reason why you're here. That's the reason why you're the top of your business, because you're an achiever. And the one thing that you have a hard time doing is justifying actually resting, which means that you're in this state of overtired, overworked period of time, and you're low productivity. So you have to take the time to recover. The problem is the absence of discipline and intermittent recovery. Chronic stress without recovery depletes energy reserves, leads to burnout, breakdown, and ultimately undermines performance. If you're going to train an Olympic athlete, the thing you're going to have to focus on with that athlete is not their exercise program and their training regimen. The reason why they got to that level is because they train like a beast. The thing you have to focus on is locking them in the room and forcing the recovery. Because when the gun goes off and you got 100 yards, the difference between who wins and who comes in third, that split second is going to be who's got the most in the tank at the time that it matters. Same thing with you at the office as well. I mean, it's true that most workers are overtired and underutilized in terms of their creative capacity. And that's what's stifling their ultimate outcome. And it's because they lack the rest, recovery, and revitalization. Game-changing mindset shift I want to give you is to understand that you get paid to rest. If I am a sponsor of an Olympic athlete, and I know that his or her outcome is going to be on how rest, recovered, and vitalized they are before the competition, I am paying them to rest and recover because their performance is going to hang in the balance. Same thing with you. When you are resting and recovering, you're getting paid. Because in order for you to be productive on Monday, to be at your highest level of productivity, you have to be revitalized and recovered. Go down to the vital few metrics. Let me boil it down to in a real simple formula. I call it my massive transformation formula. Number one is you want to take your life and just boil it down to 3 goals. I don't care if you got 100 goals, 1,000 places you want to see before you die, a bucket list of 50 things. 3 goals. The 3 goals that if you accomplish this year would make 2015 the best year of your life. I know a lot of you have had some great years, but what would it take for 2015 to be the best? The best ever. Well, if I accomplish this at this level, then, but if I accomplish this and that, wow, now that, but if I accomplish this, that, and this at the same time, definitely, no question about it, best year of my life. Great. If those are the 3, throw all the rest away. Because if this is what it takes to make it the best year of your life, all the rest of them will only distract and take life force away from accomplishing those 3. Figure out what your big 3 are, number 1. Number 2, what are the 2 to 3 key behaviors most important for you to accomplishing each one of those big 3? That's it. And then track it. Let me show you. You want to cash out every day. Are you on track or are you off track? This is what I call my weekly rhythm register. It's in the goal achieving program I've used for 20 years. And what you do is you take your big 3 goals, you boil it down to your 2 or 3 behaviors. So let's say your big goals are increase your sales by 30%, lose 15 pounds, increase the intimacy in your marriage. Okay? If you did those 3 things, best year. Fantastic. What are the 2 or 3 behaviors most important for each of those goals? Well, in increasing your sales, maybe it's the number of hours you spend prospecting, number of sales appointments where you're belly to belly with a qualified client. Lose 15 pounds, number of days you do 60 minutes of exercise, drink 10 glasses of water if that's your constraint. Increase the intimacy in your marriage. Maybe you find out the love language of your spouse is expressions of appreciation. And then magic moments, those things that you do something romantic for no damn reason at all, right? Come home with flowers for no good reason, right? A little note left in their briefcase, little sticky on their dashboard, you're so amazing, whatever. Little magic moments. So if that's your game plan, that's it. That's all you got to figure out. Big 3 goals, 2, 3 behaviors. Now, all you have to do is each day figure it out. Did you do it? On Sunday, you say, okay, I'm going to do this one 6 times, 4 times, 5, 6, 10, 3. Takes you less than 3 minutes to plan out your day. And then at the end of every day, you just go, check, check, uh-oh, check, uh-oh. And at the end of the week, are you on track or are you off track? I don't care whether you got 300 companies like Richard Branson or you're running your business as you are, you can roll it all up to a single-page dashboard, and this is it. Those are your big 3 goals that make this the best year of your life. The 2 or 3 key behaviors most important to accomplishing those goals. And all you got to do is chart the amount of times you need to do it and then just check in every day. Did it or not? It's as simple as this. I don't care how sophisticated, complicated your business is. It's all as simple as this. Not doing this, not tracking this, not identifying the 3 and the key behaviors and measuring on a day-to-day basis, that's what causes complicated failures.